Parents of Reddit, what is your kid doing or wearing that you hope is just a phase? Teenage son is going through the I don't have to shower every day, even after rugby practice phase. I have tried to tell him he stinks, but for some reason he thinks I'm crazy. Hope this ends soon. Start hoarding all his filthy laundry, especially his rugby clothes, and when you have a sizable amount and he's at school, dump it all onto his bed and shut the room to let the stink permeate every surface. Then when he asks why you did such a thing and his room stinks, tell him that's how he smells when he won't shower. He won't shave his beard. He's 17 and it's very thin and long. Reminds me of the first time I saw my own armpit hair when I was in middle school. I'm getting married next week. I asked him to shave and he said, "But mom, it'll take me like 2 years to grow it back." So we compromised that he would at least trim it shorter. Just tell him that the more he cuts it, the quicker and thicker it will grow back after. I'm pretty sure most people believe that anyway. Slaying, but in a really incompetent way. She's nearly 3 and has started trying to get out of doing stuff by making the most outrageous and clearly untrue statements, like "you can't brush my hair," "I haven't got a head and I can't put my shoes on," "I'm a box and boxes don't have feet," etc. I try not to just laugh in her face, but it's difficult. Laugh at her and tell her she's not a box. She is clearly a bag. Elsa, I hear Let It Go in my nightmares now. My 12-year-old is obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy's. It wouldn't be so bad if every electronic device he got his hands on didn't get a profile or something named after some weird animatronic character. He made 4 new separate user accounts on the netbook that we let him use to play Minecraft. Named them all after FNAR characters. My son is 13. He recently started insisting on tucking his pants, usually sweatpants, into his socks, and pulling up his socks, and then wearing sandals. I told him he looks like a pirate with 2 wooden legs. He is a tall thin stick of a boy. So far no one else has mentioned it to him, so he thinks I'm just being silly. Get pictures while you can so he can look back and laugh with you later. So my 4-year-old is obsessed with Minecraft. I enjoy it quite a lot also, but I'm really only playing it because he wants to watch. But he keeps wanting me to do creepy things. Like the latest thing he wants me to do is to build tracks and collect all of the villagers into a place and build a machine to kill them. I know they aren't real people or anything, but no, I'm not going to build concentration camps. I was playing Minecraft with my 4-year-old. As I was busy chopping down trees and building the house, he was knocking pigs into a ravine and watching them die. Growling loudly at everything. He's 2.5. Just flew to Orlando from UK. Funny for first hour, not so much for the next 8 or so. My son is wearing pull-ups, and if the smell is any indication, he is currently crapping his pants while grunting and telling me right to my face he doesn't have to go poop. This crap is really getting old. To be fair, he probably doesn't need to once he's done talking to you. My 5-year-old son is obsessed with Bowser from Mario Brothers. He talks about him all the time. It is getting old and I wonder what the other kids in his kindergarten class think. Or maybe they obsess about similar things too. You can't deny that Bowser is awesome. I have a 14-year-old who is obsessed with socks. He spent like $19 on a single pair of socks. They have to be these Nike Elite, gold-plated, something. I hope he grows out of this fast. I've started wearing fancy merino wool socks, usually Smart Wool, but some other brands too. And they are so much better than regular socks, it's amazing. Your son is onto something. Upgrade your socks. Upgrade your life. Knee-high neon colored Nike socks with shorts. Naturally, elementary school fashion can be mind-boggling. That's popular with high school kids too. Pull-ups at night. He is going to be 7, and although most mornings that pull-up is relatively dry, I am really looking forward to never buying another dang diaper pull-up again. I read this as the exercise and was like, man, I wish I got into exercising that young, and then I finished the comment and got really confused before figuring it out. My 5-year is 100% bathroom independent. He just forgets to wipe half the time. He also has a habit of waiting until the last possible minute he can hold his pee. This means he either A, unleashes the beast and lets fly, or B, has trouble with his belt and wets himself. Sure, it's sort of fun predicting when the cross-house potty sprint is going to occur, but it cannot be healthy. Nothing at all. Little crap took off his clothes and is now chasing the dog. To be 17 again. My 3-year-old has just discovered his willy can not only pee in the potty, but if properly angled can form a fine arc of urine that will land on anything he aims it at, which at the moment tends to be the cat. Yes, my toddler is currently into peeing on the cat, which then runs all over the place getting his pee everywhere. Thank you, toddler. Your girlfriends of the future will be hearing all about this. My 9-year-old son really likes sleeveless shirts. My grandma bought him a bunch. He chooses his daily outfit, which is a sleeveless shirt with shorts every day. All of the shorts he owns are plaid. It's like he's all preppy on the bottom and hillbilly on top. I don't care too much, because who really gives a crap what their kid wears as long as 1, it's appropriate for the event, and 2, is clean. It is embarrassing to go out in public with him, but frick it, he's happy. Crying. Just crying, screaming for hours and hours and hours, to the point where I consider taking him to be seen by a doctor. Then just as I am about to arrange it, he stops. Then does it again. He's only 5 days old, but I am already feeling the pressure and stress. My 10 and 13-year-old are all hot topic, all the time. As a legit punk kid back in the 80s, this seems wrong to me. My tights were shredded because I was too poor to get new ones. It was just a bonus that they looked cool. Hot Topic has some cool things, but I feel like it should be utilized to enhance a look, not to just be a head-to-toe walking marketing ad for their stuff. My 12-year-old has been obsessed with yo-yos for a while now. I was afraid he was going to get picked on at school because of it. Turns out he's gotten a bunch of other kids interested in them enough that they're starting a yo-yo club to teach each other yo-yo tricks. One of their APs is going to help with that part, and the engineering teacher is going to help them design and make yo-yos on the new 3D printers. That's the opposite of a problem. So my 12-year-old son keeps saying that he is a bean boy. At first I thought it was just a stupid game, but I checked his internet history and it is 85% bean related. I hope it's just a phase. Real human bean. I guess it's more like his attitude, but he's really materialistic and status conscious, as much as a 6-year-old can be. He's always comparing his stuff to other people's stuff. I don't really understand where he gets it from, because I'm not like that at all. On the one hand, it's cool if he's willing to work for the nice things he wants. On the other hand, it's not cool if he's just so obsessed that it's taking over parts of his brain. You know, he only wants to play sports that have the most gear, because he likes the gear, not necessarily the sport. He has to have the nicest shoes. If his friend has some cool thing, he must also have that cool thing. He's the one who leaves the toy store saying, "That's really cool, you got me these things, but why didn't you get Emmy this too?" Yes, I've tried putting everything back and leaving the toy store. This just seems to be the way he is right now. He also thinks he is an expert after spending 2 minutes learning about something. That is really infuriating. No, you're not an expert on sharks because we read half of a kid's book on sharks. He also likes to be the best. No, you're not good enough to be in the NHL. You are 6. Okay, yeah, you're a good skater now, but guess what? If you just sit there congratulating yourself instead of practicing, all those other guys on your little league team will just blow by you next year. I mean, I don't say this to him, I just tell him to keep practicing. IDK.
Consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more of Reddit Universe.